into the PHNX Suns pregame show brought to you by our friends at the Draftkings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you know whenever we are live. I'm Lindsey Smith here with Saul Bookman, Espo, and Gerald Bourget. Gentlemen, how you doing today?
Time for a record breaker.
That's right.
We all sound so excited for this.
Where's the enthusiasm? History's going to be made tonight, you guys.
It's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Usually, Linz, this is my bedtime. So.
See, this is where I start to
I
peak.
know. This is when you wake up.
Let's do that. History will be made tonight. The best Suns team ever will be crowned. Let's get excited.
I'm down. We're going to have to
He just laughs.
get you guys a Red Bull or something before this game starts.
Yes. Let's go.
So,
Now
good,
he's just,
Gerald?
Do I have
No,
to
he's-
carry
now he's
all
just
the
mad.
energy?
I'm with you,
Jeez,
Espo. I
jeez.
got you.
I never have energy. I'm the even keel one. That's,
You are.
That's,
He
that's
is
my thing.
subdued Gerald all the time.
Well, tonight, the Phoenix Suns and the Memphis Grizzlies are going to face off. And with a win, the Suns would officially set the team's franchise record for wins in a season at 63, surpassing the previous record of 62 back in the 04-05 season and the 92-93 seasons. I'll give you guys one more opportunity. How you feeling about a potentially historic
go, baby!
night?
There we go, Salsa. That's your full name, right?
I don't even know what the fuck you just said.
So, look, I'm excited for this. It'd be great to. This team deserves to own the best record in franchise history, right? The 92-93 team was great. That 04-05 team also a fantastic team, but this Suns team this year has been a complete team on both ends of the floor. They've done everything that you could expect from this team, exceeded Vegas's expectations. This is the best Suns team of all time, and tonight, it should be tonight, they'll actually be able to prove it statistically in the win column.
Right. And we've been talking about this for a while now, as far as, even a couple months ago, I felt comfortable saying this was the best Suns team we had ever seen. Now, tonight, hopefully, is the night that they can back it up with the win-loss column, get that franchise record, 63rd win against a pretty depleted Grizzlies side. And even better news for the Suns, Cam Johnson is back tonight, which is huge. Cam and JaVale are both going to play tonight. They're both available, according to Monty, which is huge for this team to get its rotation back.
Cam is a big, big deal for this team. Having him back, it gives the bench so much more to rely on from a scoring perspective. And he's a big reason why I think they will get this record tonight is he gets a chance to come back and score. It's nice that he'll be part of what should be a history-making evening. I'm just excited to see what Cam could do. The last time we saw him, he had a career night. Hopefully he can get right back in that groove.
I mean, we talked about it the other day. Like, this is the best Suns team ever.
Mm-hmm.
It just is. Both ends of the court. It's just a phenomenal team all the way from top to bottom. They do it in such a style that's so smooth and methodical. They just wear you down, and it's been fantastic to see. I'm excited for this record-breaking night tonight for sure.
What do you think about Cam, though? Do you think he's going to be able to come back and kind of just hop right in full? I don't expect him to have another career night in night one, but do you think he'll just kind of come back and fit right in?
I think based on who the Grizzlies have, it's irrelevant. I think he's just going to get he's going to get, 20, 25 minutes, get back into the flow of things, work himself back into a nice, decent groove, and it doesn't really even matter what his contribution is at that point. He just needs to get back out there and get his legs under him.
Don't forget JaVale McGee's back.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yes,
JaVale is back.
That's big because they need him. Monty mentioned it in pregame. The big thing with him is cardio, and he needs to be in good shape to play himself into playoff shape. Basically, he's missed the last 2 games with a non-COVID illness. I'm assuming that was the reason why they held him out the last game, even though he practiced, was because he wasn't fully conditioned, ready to go yet. So it's good that they have everybody back. This is actually the first time since they acquired Torrey Craig and Aaron Holiday that they've had their full rotation available, not including Dario and Frank, but they have everybody available. So this is great, only 5 games left or whatever it is, but this is good to have everybody back.
I love how they out people when they have COVID, but other illnesses, they're like like they couldn't say JaVale had a cold and we didn't want everybody
okay, but
to get
I was
it.
questioning that the other night during the Warriors game. I was like, okay, if he's got an illness that is keeping him out of the game, regardless if it's COVID or not, like I don't want that to spread through this team. Give him away.
Right.
But do you think that's changed though? I imagine that kind of the perspective of that. One of the greatest memories we have from the guy on your shirt, Saul, when Michael Jordan.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get into that.
The flu game.
Go to CHGO. But like, do you think they've changed their approach to it? Because the flu game was one of the greatest. Michael Jordan fought through the flu. But when you think about it, he really endangered that entire roster getting the flu and all of them having to fight through that.
Well, he didn't, and that's why he played, because it was just food poisoning, and that's not contagious. So.
Yes, but we learned that decades later.
Or was it a hangover?
No, that's what they
We
said
learned it
in the documentary.
Dance.
In The Last Dance, he says it was food poisoning.
But the point is, in sports, it's always play through it.
I always believe what Michael Jordan says.
Oh,
so
my
yes,
God.
I
Sorry.
believe that.
Didn't mean to offend you.
Don't disrespect
Apologies.
my guy.
Sorry. All right. Well, you guys have the update on what's going on the Sun side of things, injury report wise. But let's just tell you all about what's going on the Grizzlies side of things.
Hey,
Literally, basically
it's
everyone.
the Sun's virus. The Sun's virus.
So we've got, obviously, John Morant is out. Killian Tilly is out. Tyus Jones is out. Jaren Jackson Jr., Desmond Bane, and Steven Adams were doubtful last time I checked. But who knows? Probably at least one of the 3 is probably not going to play.
A bunch of San Antonio fans are super salty about this too, because they played everybody against San Antonio, and San Antonio, as you all know, is in the fight for the 10 spot so they can get into the play-in. And they were like, "Oh, awesome! You guys played everybody against us, but then you got to play somebody real, and you bench everybody. This is ridiculous."
I don't mind that though, because I think that's doing what you should do. The Suns have the 1 seed wrapped up. Memphis pretty much is locked in the 2. So why would it matter at that point? But you've got San Antonio that's fighting for a playoff spot. So you should be competing as hard as you can against that team and not giving them an easy win. Even though we all hate the Lakers, and I'm sure Memphis does too, that's the right in the spirit of the way the game should be played.
And this is, I don't want to say it's a strategic move, but it could just be like, look, we're coming to the close of the season. We're certified as the 2 seed. We're not going to catch the Suns in the 1. Nobody's going to catch us for 2. Like, we do have an update. Jaren Jackson Jr., Desmond Bane, Steven Adams, and Tyus Jones, they're all out tonight. They were listed as doubtful, but they're all going to sit. Taylor Jenkins doesn't want to give Monty Williams any film on this.
What?
So he's trying his best to make sure, like, the film that you have on us is going to be very limited. It's not going to include tonight's game when you guys are at full strength. We're not going to show you what we're going to do to you in a potential playoff series down the road.
It's total strategy. And, it's great because we're going to see Suns legend Dylan Brooks have to do everything himself tonight.
Yes.
Cool.
Almost Suns legend Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, wrong Brooks.
Yeah.
Legend, yes.
Yeah.
We also talked to Chris Vernon this week, and here's what he had to say about these teams.
I want to know your opinion. How do you think these 2 teams would match up in a playoff series?
I think it would be very tough for the Grizzlies. The Suns have been, I think, I go to every game that's in Memphis, and the 2 best teams that I've seen in person this year, and I've been talking about this throughout the year, so I get to come by this honest. Phoenix in the West and Miami in the East. Those were the 2 that I walked out of the arena, and I was like, damn. And I think a lot of it's the matchups, and it's like the whole grown men thing. They've got some veterans, they've got some toughness, like Paul, like Crowder. They've got Bridges that they put on Morant. They were a tough matchup for the Grizzlies for sure. They are the only team that I think, like, I would be stunned if the Grizzlies beat them. Other than that, I think the Grizzlies, if you told me the Grizzlies beat the Warriors, I would not be stunned. And on down the line. Maybe Dallas. Dallas been a pretty bad matchup, but they haven't had Dylan Brooks for those games. But I certainly think that, Phoenix is the number 1 team, and I certainly think they are the class of the conference. I think unless they, didn't have Paul or had some kind of injury, I think it's going to be very difficult for anybody in the West to beat them.
Yeah, I mean, we talked with Chris Vernon about this.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, that was Chris Vernon. That was us talking. You weren't here. That was us talking to Chris Vernon last week. But to me, the Grizzlies are kind of the wild card in all this for the Suns, because they're playing with house money, much like the Suns last year. Nobody expected the Grizzlies to be a 2 seed, to have home court advantage. Like, even if they lose in round 1 or 2, this isn't a disappointing season for them. This is a huge success for them. So there's not a lot of pressure, not as much as I feel like the Suns have a very much at least get back to the finals, or this is a total disappointment of a season.
Yeah, I've made this comparison a couple times. The Grizzlies this year feel like the Suns of last year. Very young team that is exceeding anybody's expectations. A lot of people expected them to be a playoff team, but not the number 2 team in the West, and pretty far ahead from 3 through everybody else. So they're a team that they're heading into the playoffs. Like, if they win a playoff series, this constituted a really good season for them. I think their expectations are probably Western Conference Finals, much like, at this point in the season last year we were for the Suns. I don't think we expected them to make it 2 wins shy of the finals last year. And I think that the Suns' experience last year is something that maybe the Grizzlies don't have as much of this year. But it'll be interesting to see what they're able to do. I think I agree with Chris Vernon. I think they match up well with pretty much anybody except the Suns, just because the Suns are so much better.
Well, and also, the Suns are playing hungry anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It would be different if the Suns won the championship last year. Then maybe you were a little afraid of a letdown. But there is a lot of unfinished business in the playoffs for the Suns. And so them coming back this season, I just don't feel like any team has enough to overcome them. So, it's the Suns' championship to lose, in my estimation.
The Bucks are the only team that I go, oh, well, maybe, because they have to prove it. They didn't do it last year, the Suns. So
True.
That's the one team I go, if you face them again, there's your dragon.
But again, like, almost beating them without basically everybody was one thing. They beat them easily here at home. I think you can contribute that to Mikal and Cam taking such a significant step up in their play. And so this is a different Suns team, and I'm just not afraid of anybody out there in the NBA, which is odd to say.
Yeah, I'm a little upset.
I don't think I've ever said that in my life about the Suns.
I agree. I'm a little upset that the Grizzlies aren't playing guys tonight, because we learn absolutely nothing from tonight. There is nothing that you learn from tonight.
Maybe that's why.
Well, maybe. Yeah. I mean, like Gerald said, I think that could very much be why. But to me, then, I hope you're not playing your starters all that much tonight. I hope tonight is get them running, get 20 minutes, 25, work that sweat up, and then pull them out, because I don't want to see – the last thing I want is to see an injury against the,
that could happen in any game.
But I don't want to see, if I see a major injury against the Memphis Sound, which is basically what this team is tonight, the G League team.
The Suns don't play like that, though.
I know they don't play like that. That's my fear.
Like, that's just I mean, I don't think bad thoughts, Espo.
Look,
shit,
it's reality.
Jesus, no, like, that's not going to happen. Like, you just keep going.
I think this is a game where we see the Suns try to put it on them early, and then if you have the chance to rest guys, third, fourth quarter, maybe dial back some minutes. If it is still a close game somehow, then you do that. But this team is going to remain motivated. Like, they, even after, if they get to 63 wins tonight, Monty has talked a lot about not wanting guys to decondition. They're in a zone right now. Like, they're in a rhythm. They are in great shape for the most part, except for guys working back. And they want to work out some of those bumps that happen when you welcome guys back from injury. So I don't think they're going to be going full pedal to the metal like they have once they get that 63rd win. But tonight, they want to send a message against a depleted team. They want to get that 63rd win, and they want to, work Cam and JaVale back into the rotation.
Tonight should be Ife Lundberg's Rookie of the Year tape. That's what tonight should be. He should play 20, 25 minutes, drop 20, and we all could say, what a great way to win 63 with the Danish guy scoring all these points. That's what I'm hoping for.
We did have a question in the comments. Can we talk about, from Monica, can we talk about how the Suns struggled against the Warriors the other day? It seems like the Warriors were in their head. I am not that concerned about it. And here's why. Like, Jordan Poole is a guy that you'll have to account for in the playoffs, but he played the Steph Curry role about as well as Steph Curry could have. Like, that's something you'll have to be wary of, but the Warriors are basically at full strength minus Steph. You know, obviously him coming back changes the equation, but, you know, it was just a bad game. Like,
Yeah,
Devin Booker,
Booker's not going to have a game like that every night.
Exactly, Linz. Like, he shot 5 for 21. DeAndre Ayton was off. He was 7 for 17. Like, I don't see either of those things happening multiple times in a 7-game series.
Let's just be honest too. They know that they don't have to have their foot on the gas the whole time right now.
Mm-hmm.
If they can kick it into high gear like they did in the fourth, take over, great. You know, that's all that matters right now is what they're looking at. You know, so that's where I think the Suns are. So
Hey, listen, Sunders Dunks even made a point that they weren't running all their sets against the Warriors. Like,
Right.
they played a very kind of vanilla offense. They're going to do the same thing for the rest of the season. I promise you that. They're not going to show the Grizzlies what they're going to try and do to them in the playoffs or anything like that. Monty and his coaching staff will have this team ready to play no matter what the matchups are. And for that reason, you know, no other team in my estimation has as good a coach at the helm as we do. So all the pieces and all the parts of this puzzle, just they're in our favor. Let's be honest about that.
yeah, definitely.
Linz,
Want to get to our bets?
yeah, let's do
let's
it.
go.
Bets. Let's go. Jesus, Linz, you're kind of slipping today. Let's go.
Hey, well, Jacob ain't helping either. You know, here's our
Jacob's been sloppy all day, so
Yeah, here we've got our bets that we're looking at. I'll go with mine first. It's Book and Brooks to each have 25 points in this game tonight at plus 275. I think it's a pretty good bet. I mean, Dylan Brooks is the only guy that's going to be able to score. So if he doesn't get 25, that's going to be a disappointment.
He's going to take 25 plus shots. So
He's going to have to. Nobody else is going to be able to do that. And at plus 275, I like that. And then Book, we know how he bounces back after a rough game. So I'm going to take a chance on that one tonight. What are you thinking, Lindsay?
You know, I feel like I don't even want to talk to you guys. I just want to write in the chat all day, to be honest with you. Like, it's just
Yeah,
way
we
more
know you
fun.
like
Is that
the
what you've
chat
been
more
doing?
than
It's just
us.
more
all right?
fun to be in the chat than it is to really, like, you know, be participate in this conversation today. That's all.
I'm just impressed at your ability to do both.
yeah,
It's incredible.
right?
multitasking.
Multitasking.
I've got plus 100 on about 12 Grizzlies being out tonight. That's my over-under for
You already
this one.
hit on that. That's not fair.
I know.
You're putting a pick that already hit.
So it was a great bet.
You cashed out already. Congratulations.
I got Book and CP3 and Dylan Brooks all having 20-plus points apiece. Why not?
Yeah.
Plus 650. I like those odds.
What do we think the odds are of Ife scoring like 15? I would take.
I don't think it would be even on there.
Ife
Yeah.
scoring 15?
in his first NBA game.
Zero.
Look, I'm going to look at that over the last remaining games and maybe bet that a few times because one of these times it's going to hit and those odds are going to be astronomical and I'll take it because that guy seems like he's going to come in and be one of those end of the season. Jamal Crawford drops 50. Alex Burks drops 39. Like, I feel like if a Lundberg is going to do one of those things in the end of the season.
What's the icon thing?
So Icon de Parfum in the chat said, can I get a shout out to my new baby girl born on the 31st at 1 a.m. named Devin?
Oh, congrats, Icon.
Congratulations.
Icon.
Welcome to the
Parfum.
world, Devin.
Yes.
Is her name Devin de Parfum? Or?
No, that's just their name, I'm guessing. But yeah, congratulations. Always fun to have another Suns fan in the mix.
There you go.
And finally, a reason to name your child after a son. Like,
Yeah.
there hasn't been a reason the last 10 years. So
Well, and I think Devin's a cute name for a girl and a boy.
it is.
Like, I think it's adorable. What do our friends at the Draftkings Sportsbook app think about tonight's
Our
game?
friends at the DraftKings Sportsbook app think that this is a 7.5 point game. This Suns favorited. This keeps moving back and forth throughout the day, which has surprised me. It was at 7 when I filmed the breakdown with Mac. It had been at 7.5. It goes back to 7.5 now. Like it's been all over the place. And I expected this to balloon, quite frankly, for the Suns when we saw the injury report for the Grizzlies. and it didn't seem to move. Like, so I don't know what DraftKings is thinking, but to me, I would have thought this ballooned way into the double digits as Suns favorites when we found out nobody is playing for the Grizzlies tonight. So that surprised me a lot.
Yeah, I think I would be intrigued to look at what it is like right now versus when we made the graphic, because we didn't get the injury news until just recently. But 7.5, I feel pretty comfortable.
We have
the
this
Suns
thing called
pick.
technology. I will let you know exactly what
All
the
right.
number is here in just a second. It is still 7.5 point favorite for the
Still?
Suns. Still,
That's
as of right now.
Kind of surprising.
Yeah.
I'm kind of
I
surprised
kind of
by
want to
that.
put some money on that, to be honest with you.
I do too. And that, like, I admittedly I haven't placed a wager in a couple weeks, and this one I'm looking at going,
Yeah.
that's a pretty good one to put some scratch down. If you want to use that code PHNX when you go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, if you're just signing up for the first time, take advantage of that. We do appreciate it when you do it.
Cool.
Yeah. Linz, I know you're not much of a bettor, but would you put money down on this one? Suns -7.5.
I just feel like we don't really know who's going to play in this game,
Mhm.
and I don't want to touch it.
Yeah, well, that's
Are you-
typical
Are you-
Lindsay.
Are you sick today?
Allergies.
What's
you guys
going
know how
on
bad
with
my
you right now?
allergies
Her
are.
allergies are terrible.
Wait
I'll
a
tell you
minute.
What's
that, Lindsay?
Lindsey
Goodness.
Smith?
That's Kirsten.
How the hell did we get fooled?
We came up with this idea because way too many people get me and Lindsay confused.
There's like 2 people in the chat that
Kirsten
caught
Smith.
on.
There might be 3.
There were a few, but
Come here.
I'm just really, really disappointed because, like, I expected far more people
To catch
be
on.
able to tell the difference between us.
well, we broadcast in 480p, so
Yes.
yeah.
We had Rage and Monica caught on pretty quickly, but after that, I was like, "Are we really this?" bad?
I almost lost. Well, I kind of did lose it because
When I said Linz.
and I was like, "Oh shit!"
I was smirking so
That was
hard.
the best part of the whole thing. I was good up until you said that.
So for those who are listening on our audio
Oh,
there
version,
is no
Doesn't go
audio.
to audio.
oh, that's pregame.
Yeah.
That's right.
Pregame.
I
Which
always
is
forget
why we
the
did it
pregame
now,
thing. I always
because
forget the pregame
the
thing.
joke really doesn't work on podcast.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh God, that's funny.
I shout out to everybody who's ever gotten us confused, including Lindsay Spano, including our very own Sean.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
yeah.
does.
So quick story. Like about a month ago, he was helping me with the file, and he was exporting it and sending it to me,
Mhm.
and he sent it to me. I pull up, thanks so much, Sean, and I see the file name, and it was Lindsay interview, and I was like,
Bro, that's not me.
Not me.
Yo, dog.
so anyway, this was fun. Thanks for
Thank
allowing me
you.
to
Yes, thank
play
you,
an April
Kirsten.
joke. I'll get off
Is this
now.
your Phoenix Suns debut?
It is.
It
Yeah,
is.
It is.
Well, we'll welcome you back.
I
It's
said a full 10 words on it. Maybe next time I'll say more.
Yo,
right,
we should
Liz.
have that as the over/under number of words Lindsay says tonight. That should have been Gerald's. This was fun. I thought
Oh,
people
man.
right away were just gonna be like,
No.
"Come on, guys, real
No,
funny,
there's a
April
lot of
Fools."
We got to
Nope.
give them credit because they had the outfit changes down.
Yeah.
They had the beanie, the matching glasses. Like they did a really from the far away camera. It's hard to tell on the screen. I feel
It
like
is. People claiming I'm Jonah Hill in there too.
Oh my
That's
God,
not really
it's
me.
Jonah Hill.
We got Pete Davidson, Jonah Hill, and the fake Lindsey Smith on the show today.
I
It's
feel like
great.
the hardest part of this whole thing was not putting my feet up either underneath me or on the table, because I was like, I know if Cheerson should show up, that would be the dead giveaway.
Yeah.
April Fools!
Yay!
not even happy April Fools, just April
No.
Fools.
Hopefully,
Got you.
Hopefully, this game isn't like that. I don't want any April Fools in our basketball tonight. Like, just a nice, quick, get it done with. So
I think it's funny that there are a couple people, Tashi and Rick James in the chat, were like, wait, that doesn't sound like Lindsay. I thought I was losing my mind. I kept hearing both of their voices. That's the dead giveaway. It's just the voice. But outside of that, I feel like we could definitely be close to doppelgangers.
If we hadn't had Kirsten talk, we could have gotten away with
Well,
it.
that's
like
why
100%.
I was literally off on the side. I was like, all right, Kirsten, you got to talk a little bit because I don't think anybody's
no one's
catching
gonna
on.
catch on otherwise.
Oh, my
Manuel
God.
says, then there's Saul, a.k.a. Vin Unleaded. Or Sinbad. Sinbad's another one of the
I'll take either one of those.
That's
Sinbad's
not
pretty cool.
bad company.
I'll take
Has
that.
anybody, have you guys ever like nailed an April Fool's joke or had a really good April Fool's joke played on you?
We told my in-laws about 7 years ago that we were moving to New York because I had gotten a job with or I guess it would have been 5 years ago, because my daughter was alive, that I had gotten a job with the Knicks and we were moving to New York. And they freaked because they didn't think they were going to be around their granddaughter anymore. So that turned out more cruel than I think they intended.
Oh man.
Dad started like having heart palpitations. And, oh my God.
Yeah.
No, not really. I haven't really had one played on me. Don't set me up for failure today, Liz.
I don't have
You got
any.
something
That
planned.
was the only
I'm
trick
going to start
that I
questioning
had.
everything that happens
That was
today.
the only trick I had up my sleeve. I promise. It was just me and Cheerstead.
If you haven't checked out the Sun Devil show, we just played a pretty good joke on Anthony Totri over there. That was
that
pretty
was
funny.
funny.
Mhm. I'm trying to. There was one like a few years ago. I tweeted out something about like being in a relationship, and I think people were like really excited for me, and then the joke just backfired because I had to be like, no, I'm still alone.
So you played yourself?
I did the same thing with I tweeted that I was the new director of digital for the Los Angeles Lakers, figuring everybody would know I'd never go work for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah.
And I got calls and texts, people congratulating me. I was like, it's April Fool's. It didn't happen. No.
Yeah, it was my April Fool's basically amounted to I'm in a happy and committed relationship. April Fool's, I'm still by myself.
Well, try again next year. I think my favorite one that I played, I ordered, all those stickers people put on the back of their car windows that have like the baby and the dog and the dad and the mom. I got a bunch of them off of the internet, and I literally, the whole entire back window down the side was just like a ton of babies, a ton of animals. And I think he drove around with it for almost a day and a half before he realized that it was on the back of his car. That was probably my favorite April Fool's joke.
Oh.
Well, we've got a few minutes before we say goodbye. I know it was a little bit chaotic on our side of things, so we're playing a prank. Is there anything else we need to talk about before this one tips off?
I don't even remember what we talked about because all I was trying to do was
trying not to
don't
break.
laugh,
I
don't
know.
laugh, don't look.
Espo just kept rambling on and on and on, trying to fill time. I'm like, bro, everybody else can talk too.
It was just really
we
stressful.
had to keep it on a
was
2-shot.
stressful.
I couldn't throw to you while they were
That's
switching.
Yes,
Yes,
Alan Lopez. Those are edibles on the table.
Mhm.
We are now sponsored by OGs, and we'll read that ad later on.
Yeah, but we're gonna make Gerald stop saying "Oh God." He's gonna have to say "OGs."
OGs.
anytime.
No, he says, oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I'll say
OGs.
OGs.
Oh, no. You gotta say OGs.
Like
That's-
Butters from
yeah.
South Park.
Oh, geez.
OGs, fellas.
I love Butters. He's so cute.
Someone did ask about my shirt. I don't remember where I got it. Maybe Etsy, I want
What's
to
it
say.
say?
It says Swifty. It's a Rick and Morty. Rick and
You
Morty
don't watch
special.
Rick and Morty. You're not cool to me.
Yeah, well, I'm not cool to you then.
There you go.
Thanks.
Yikes.
Yeah, at least
Never
one
seen an
half of the
episode.
studio knows what we're talking about. So.
It's not that I don't think I would enjoy it. I just don't feel like getting into it now. I feel like I missed the boat, and now I don't want to swim
only
to
like
catch up.
5 seasons.
And it's only like
They're like
8
20 minutes
episodes
each, yeah.
It's not much. So
All right. Well,
You could binge it pretty quick.
yeah, Rach was the first one. Rach in the comments at the beginning, I looked at from doing my nails and was like, wait, that's not Lindsay.
Yeah, Rach was
was
the-
the first one that was
Yeah.
like, ha, good one, Lindsay.
yeah,
But nobody else picked up on what she was saying.
Nobody.
no.
All right. Well, thanks, guys, for tuning into the pregame show, letting us have a little bit of fun here. We appreciate you. Don't forget to follow along with us on Twitter during the game at PHNX_Suns. If you are a Go PHNX member, you can also hang out with us in the members only Discord. And we will be back right here, same place at the end of the game. So
Thanks
make
for
sure to
joining
come
us.
hang out
Cheers,
with
Dan.
us.
Yes, thank you, Kirsten.
Thanks, cheers, Dan.
Okay, bye.
Hey yo, my lifestyle is retro. Tell the Phoenix Metro. Megas in control and he ain't never gonna let go. PHNX though, Lindsey, Gerald, Espo. Saul pass the ball, we here to turn up the tempo. Got to understand me, I'll always wreck the family. Rap Cali in the valley like Dan G. No plan B, always on the job. My team move like the mob. Turn the beat on, I throw it down like DA on the live. Best combo since KJ, Marley, and Charles. If you squad.